We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2093, and today is installment number 5. All week this week, we've been talking about how to flip a house without renovation in 2025 and make some dough. Today, we're specifically talking about how to represent the asset once you've purchased it and resell it on the internet.
Exactly. We're like, what are you talking about? We'll explain that. Don't worry. No, I mean, let's just go back. It's been all week. There's 5 steps. We flip houses the way we flip land. That's the big picture. I don't do anything to it. Sometimes there's always nuances to that and little changes. I might do little things because it adds up to stuff, but I'm not buying a house with the intent to remodel it and be another HGTV show and try to do that. We buy them so inexpensively, we can mark them up and make money right then and there and do nothing to them and get out and move on and let somebody else do that. And they love it because we're finding them before they ever hit the MLS. We're dealing directly with the sellers. So that's and that's how we make our profit. And that's the whole point of today.
Go back and listen to the, Monday through Thursday, the first 4 steps. They're all in chronological order. And right now we're talking about, you bought it and met your criteria. The seller's happy. You're happy. You purchased it. Now you got to sell it. Mm-hmm. And there's a new challenge to sell it because in 2025, we expect there to be just a ton of properties on the market. So the thick of it is, the spoiler alert here is, it's got to be, you need to have purchased it cheap. Mm-hmm. You need to have purchased it below what I call the break point in the market, which I'll explain in a minute. Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum and take a deep dive call, deep dive related land question by your request.
Tammy wrote, hello, I am new to Land Academy. Welcome. Where should I send offers to get the best plots of land? Let's see, that's chapters 1, 2, and 3, right? Really chapters question. 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you, that's a great question.
And 3.0.
It's kind of something that we all wonder at every point of our career, including mine.
Yeah.
What you need to do is start the process, go through the Land Academy program and start the process of horsing around on Zillow. We call it trolling, and setting parameters for how much money you want to make for each piece of property that you want to buy. End up happening if you set in the parameters correctly in one of those sites, whether it's Zillow, Realtor, or Redfin. Those are the 3 major ones that we use. The markets will show you where there's existing properties for sale and that are being sold within a range of profitability that meets your personal criteria. Right. And when that happens, you stop the mouse, you look at those markets, and then you analyze them with what we call, what Jill and I utilize, have labeled as a red, green, yellow test. All this stuff is stuff that I used to do. I just gave it names when we started Land Academy. And so when you test the zip codes that fit the criteria after you're trolling, some of them are going to work and some of them aren't. Some of them are going to be conducive to buying a house or a piece of property, a piece of land, and selling it quickly way under market. Both of those things, they need to be purchased way under market and sold under market effectively.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Things need to be moving. So that's it. So Tammy, when you dig in and start trolling, the best plots of land are going to jump out at you.
Yeah.
You're going to say, I want to buy the best plots of land. So that's the only thing that's missing. The best plots of land to fill in the blank. Make $20,000 a deal. Ding. Now we know what to do. So that you just need to solve for X. solve for X, which is make $20,000 a deal. Check. Okay, good. Now you know what to troll for, Tammy. You're going to go looking for those, and then it's going to jump out at you. And you have to look at the whole country because you know what? It's constantly changing. Yeah. If you had joined Land Academy 3, 4, 5 years ago, where we were all going for, it's changing, and it's going to keep changing. So that's why you're here. You don't want me to tell you. By the way, I would do you a disservice if I said, well, today, Tammy, you should be mailing Dallas. And that's it. And that's all you know. You don't know how I got to that or why or what to do. When Dallas dries up, or if it ever, but whatever it is, because you know what? Nashville and Austin sure have not been the best after all, because it changes. You want to learn the backstory. How did we pick it? Why do we do it? And that's why you're in Land Academy. We're showing you, we're giving you the tools. So you go, oh, when it changes, now or I even saw a hotter area now. Now I'm going to go add that to my mailer, all that good stuff. You'll learn and you'll know.
Dallas doesn't work for everybody anyway. It might be the greatest place in the world to buy properties where it's buy for $100,000 and sell for $125,000.
Yeah.
And that might be too much for you to spend. Maybe you only want to make $5,000 more. We have a lot of people in Land Academy that say, no, I want to make enough money, 1 or 2 deals a month, to pay my mortgage.
There you go.
And so now you're making $5,000 or $8,000 a month. You would not could do that in Dallas. It's just too hard.
Right.
There's other markets. So there's no one place it's not a one size fits all.
There you go.
The takeaway from this is, and we'll move on after this point, is that you're not guessing. You can sit there and look at everything that is for sale when you open Zillow or Redfin in an entire country, and it's a jumbled mess. What you're doing is letting the data isolate based on your personal financial criteria, isolate the areas where you should be focused.
It's kind of what I said, just with a lot more words.
Oh, I know. You use a lot of words to explain.
Oh, I know that was. Yours had more words. All right.
Relationship status : Too
many words.
If you can accept that I talk a lot, I might be for you.
Anyway. All right. Today's topic is, hold on a moment. So I wanted to make 2 points here because I talked about this again in a one-on-one coaching the other day with someone, that there's 2 ways to sell on the internet for houses. Because usually in a perfect world, if I moved into a new area or you're just doing houses from scratch, you're going to need to build up a buyer's list. And the first thing I do is how I'm pricing them, going after these flips, is I'm doing nothing to them. I'm picking crappy houses. This is kind of painting the picture of what some of the best deals we've done. Not all deals, but some of the best deals we've done, and what to expect a lot of the time is these are problem houses. There's a reason, or problem people. They don't want to deal with agents. They don't want to deal with this. They don't want to pay commissions, or they're embarrassed. They don't want to renovate, whatever it is. I'm buying some of these assets that need some work. And my typical buyer in those situations is going to be an investor who has a construction company and they want to make it great and go for that peak retail price. That's not me. You've listened to us for a while. You know we don't have a construction company. We've done it. I don't like it. It's not my forte.
Yeah, Joe.
So our thing is, let's just get in and get out.
Yep.
And let that next person do that. So great. So those people too, by the way, they like off-market deals. All right, there we go. But you got to build up that list a little bit. So my point for today is, putting them on the internet. The first 1 or 2 properties on the internet, I'm going to flat rate MLS, list them myself, call it what it is. It's an investor opportunity, investor special, whatever it is.
Low market.
Yeah, and may even have a get together and meet them in person just that first time. I may or may not be there. I may or may not be in that town. If not, I'll have my boots on the ground and hold this event. But the point is here, I'm putting it on the internet and marketing that way to attract those buyers. That's one way to do it and represent this and sell it. Second way is, once you get 5 or 10 of those guys and you've been flipping deals to them for a little bit, you don't even have to do that. Now you're texting them when you get an address. When it's done, like it's closing that day, out goes a text blast, seriously. And it's first come, first serve with an address and a price. You don't even have to do this if you do it right. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody does this wrong. And that's one of the reasons that Jill and I are qualified to have a show about it and really do really well financially for ourselves. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. The whole culture of selling an SFR right now is to take 5 or 10 pictures, write a little description, maybe even get AI to write it, and slap it up on the MLS and move on to the next listing. There is no real intent to sell an asset, a house, on the part of a real estate agent at all. So you need to put yourself in that seat and, what Jill said, find out who logically is going to buy this house. It's logical. It's not a regular slap it up on the MLS and walk a bunch of couples with little kids who need to expand. It's not it. And in fact, no houses. Houses need to be treated with a little bit more sales respect than that. The assets that we buy are fantastically conducive, usually, for people to renovate them and resell them for more. That's a small little market. It might be 10 people, just like Jill said. So I chose this word carefully, represent the asset to the internet and sell it. I don't mean present it, represent it, because it's either run down or needs to be renovated and sold for more. Great. You've got 5 or 10 people in every market that'll take a crack at that really quickly. In fact, we have no issues selling property at all. And I don't want you to have, even in a market like this, selling houses at all, because we did all these steps before it really well. We priced it right. The seller got out on time and things happened.
Well, you picked a great area to begin with.
Yeah.
It really started with that.
Right.
Because you're so good.
We're making up for 10 years.
Everything you touch.
One-sided compliments.
Except for the relationship. Except for relationships, you're great. Just kidding.
Selling. No, except for our relationship.
Yeah, thank God there's me.
I'm not kidding. This is a takeaway from this. This should be so easy and silly. Its property should sell itself because you do everything right. And that's why we're acquisitions people. Yeah. And I'd like to think we're pretty good at buying stuff, or we won't buy it. You have complete control over this.
Because you know what?
If it's not crazy cheap and in a pretty good area and everybody wants it, then you did something wrong.
That's it. You did something wrong. You overpriced it, or you bought something stupid, you picked an area that nothing's moving,
or you saw something in it because you want to get your career jump started in this, or you need to spend some money that month, so you made a bad acquisition decision. Yeah. Listen, I've done all those things, and if you do it, you should laugh at yourself and say, "Yep, I actually did it.
That.
I did what he said.
Yeah,
I did it.
He's right.
It happened, and I won't do it again.
I overspent."
You don't want it to kill your career. You just want to move on.
Yeah, that's a whole nother week of shows. How to get out of it.
Yep.
That would be funny.
Sales is easy. On the sell side, buying it's challenging.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge we've accepted.
I love it.
Join us next week for 5 more interesting episodes. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.